Hello, this is Stan Lepeak, and I'm Managing Director of Global Research for Equiterra. So, Miles, you've been around the block a few times. You've been in the global services and IT business for quite a while. What do you see as the leading trends or buyer motivations in the market as we move into 2011 and beyond?
Sure. Thanks, Dan. Well, in spite of some of the rosier projections, I still feel we as an industry and indeed many of the industries we serve will continue to focus on core delivery fundamentals, with both clients and providers having to work that much harder to achieve previous results. Now, that said, there is a remarkable opportunity for client firms to manage this while also taking a step back to rethink all the assumptions that used to be perfectly clear but now may be shifting.
Okay, so Miles, does this get into innovation and transformation? Where do these topics fit?
Well, it depends on how you define these terms. We all like new things, but some things should remain sacrosanct, like arguably customer service. Will there be transformational technologies that will eliminate our basic and decent human needs to be heard, to be understood? Eventually, but for now, people just need to connect.
Okay, good points. So, Miles, how does cloud computing and business process services fit into this vision you've been describing for us?
Well, don't get me started, but since you asked, I see a phenomenon that seems hauntingly familiar, yet a concept of the delivery model that has the potential to upend the entire client-side ecosystem, as well as the economics and bedrock services that medium and larger services and software companies currently deliver. So think IBM, think SAP. I mean, a good chunk of their revenue, for example, comes from annuity-like outsourced maintenance programs that can be valued in the many millions of dollars. So as the new wave of cloud in all its many incarnations takes hold, we'll see yet again customers forced to reconstruct systems and platforms and related processes for the stated objectives of saving money, of creating more responsive businesses, or...
So there's a tension here then?
Well, that's a good way to put it.
Okay, and so what are you particularly bullish on as we look forward?
Well, in spite of, or perhaps because of, the unprecedented market and economic volatility and uncertainty we've seen in 2008 and 2009, I see remarkable strengthening of relationships between client and provider. I see a greater affinity and dedication towards serving customers well, with dignity, empathy, where all actions are in support of the resoundingly clear call of customer is central to the success or demise of this multilateral relationship. This core, the company, the partners, and the customers. Now, this may be somewhat contrary to traditional shorter-term shareholder value principles, but of course, ultimately it's not.
So it sounds like everything that changes stays the same.
Yeah, I mean, as consumer discretionary spend continues to contract for the foreseeable future, both in the U.S. and abroad, as people reevaluate what is important to them, as expectations for how they are treated, whether by another human being or by a system, evolves, as we individually and collectively reevaluate our relationships to other cultures and customs, certain firms will rise above the others, not due simply to raw mass and scale or transformational technology platforms and concepts that traditionally define market success, but by certain emotional, efficient, and empathetic responses that will be necessarily multi-directional, multi-channel, but fully integrated. Thanks, Dan.
Great, and thank you too, Miles.